If you miss these early signs, you may lose 50% of your hair before you even notice. But here's the problem. Most men realize it too late. And therefore, today I'll show you exactly what to watch for before it becomes permanent. I'm Dr. Ko. Let's move fast. Hair loss is usually androgenetic alopecia. But that sounds complicated. So let's simplify it. There's a hormone called DHT. Think of DHT as a key, and your hair follicle is a lock. When the key fits, it slowly shrinks the follicle. But it doesn't happen overnight, it happens gradually, and therefore early warning signs appear first. Look at your hairline. Is it forming an M shape? If you had the M shape ever since you were young, it's not a hair loss. However, if you notice change of hairline shape within 6 to 12 months, that's active miniaturization. And that is why you need to compare photos every 6 months if you think you've got an active hair loss. Most men don't see their own crown, but barbers do. The crown is highly DHT sensitive. If scalp visibility increases under bright light, that's not just styling. And if density looks different in photos compared to a year ago, that's progression. Normal shedding? 50 to 100 hairs per day. If you shed more than this, you need to think about possibility of hair loss. Sudden increase matters, but shedding alone is not balding. Stress can cause shedding. Illness can cause shedding. But androgenetic hair loss causes regrowth that is thinner. And therefore, texture change is more important than quantity. This is subtle. Your hair is still there, but it feels weaker, harder to style, less volume. That's follicular miniaturization in progress. But because coverage still looks okay, most men ignore it. And therefore, this stage is often missed. Does your hair grow slower than before? Hair cycles shorten in balding areas. But you might blame aging. However, consistent slowdown combined with thinning signals early androgenetic alopecia. Look at male relatives. Genetics isn't destiny, but it's powerful. If your father and uncles have temple recession and crown thinning, your risk increases. But if your hair loss genes aren't activated, hair loss doesn't start. Once they are activated for a variety of reasons we do not know, then hair loss hormones are released, and you start to become bald. When people think they start to have hair loss, they wait. Then they try shampoos. They ignore subtle changes. But treatments like finasteride or dutasteride work best while follicles are alive. Minoxidil works better on thinning hair than bald skin. According to reports published in sources like Dermatology Times, men often lose up to 40 to 50% of density before recognizing thinning. But by that stage, many follicles are already miniaturized beyond recovery, and therefore, you might want to check for hair loss before it's too late. Hair loss whispers first. It doesn't shout. If you catch it early, you control it. But if you ignore it, you chase it, and therefore never ignore these signs. These are 3 points that you should remember. 1. Take baseline photos. 2. Check every 6 months to a year. 3. Consult early if you believe you have hair loss. And don't panic. Hair loss is common. It's manageable. I'm Dr. Ko. Subscribe if you want evidence-based strategies to protect your hair before it's too late.